Alright, hi everyone, this is Jaxler, and I'm going to be doing a video series teaching y'all how to get started with running Neopets the Darkest Faerie. So, this speedrun can be a little bit tricky to learn, but I'm going to be showing you some more beginner-friendly strats in this tutorial series, so hopefully it makes it a bit easier to get into. So time starts on new game. I'm not going to be turning the timer on, because I'm going to be doing this video series in parts. So this first video will cover the first two splits on my splits file, which are getting into, I jokingly name them after Ocarina of Time splits, but this video will cover getting into Meridell and the arena fights in Meridell, all the way up until that point. So let's get started. So about 13 seconds or so after you hit the X button here, you're gonna get the first like cutscene trigger to pop up, so just watch the clock and get ready for that. Then you're gonna mash square and hold down and to the left, and then turn your camera, turn the camera stick to the right. So then you should be facing this way. Now we're gonna go this way, and we're gonna go over to this cornfield where there's a hidden area in this hole over here. So what you want to do with the hole is hold down L2. So we're gonna use this a lot in the run. This L2 button does like a combat strafe, which is kind of a budget version of Zelda's Z targeting. But it has this really unique property of allowing you to run off ledges without triggering an auto jump. So you're gonna face towards the hole and just hold L2 and run down towards the hole, and you won't get an auto jump. Then bank a hard right and over to the chest. Now you'll get a random amount of money from this chest. What you want to make sure is that you get above at least like 250 or so. There's only one real pattern of money that makes it really impossible to do the run, and it's very rare to get. So I wouldn't be super worried about it. So we're sitting at 291 right now. We need to, okay, I just got corrected by chat. The minimum's 150. My bad. So we're sitting pretty here. So we got 291, and then we're going to get a bit more money later on. So you're going to want to jump up here. And then for this part right here, you're going to grab onto the ledge, hold L2, then hit square, forward, and X, all within quick succession. So I'm holding down L2 right now. Let go, forward, X, and then you should be able to jump off the ledge. Normally, if you try to jump off without holding L2, you'll just fall. So make sure you're holding down L2. So you jump as far as you can, L2, square to let go, and then hit forward and hit X. The earlier you jump, the more height you get. So there you go. And then just walk into the vines, or else you'll get a hop. And you can start climbing up on the vines as soon as you get to like over here. And then just climb out of the vines over here. Now hold the camera to the right, or the stick to the right, and then start walking forward. This will center you. And as we're running over here, make sure you don't grab the bucket. I have done that before. It's kind of embarrassing. Don't be like me. Alright, so next we're going to be skipping like the whole tutorial area. So if you look at the closely at the terrain here, you'll see this little like thing you can hop up, right? So you see me kind of hop up there. That's like the edge of the terrain you're going to be wanting to jump off for this trick. So our goal is to get a ledge grab on this sort of rock wall cliff face over here. So what you can do is you can line up towards feet, and you can also pivot the camera while you're in the strafe mode so you can line the angle up. And then you're just going to hold forward and jump, and then as you approach the ledge, turn towards the ledge. And then you should land up here. Alright, I'm going to show that off again. So angle toward as you need to. And then you're just going to run forward. Maybe back yourself up a little bit. Run forward and jump. And turn toward a bit to the left once you get close to the ledge. Make sure you don't run off too far, or else you won't get enough height. There you go. It's really not that tricky of a jump. If it makes it easier, you can also like hug the wall as well. But I find that it's a little easier to line up if you take kind of a more direct angle like this. There we go. So, show that off one more time. Pretty easy to set up. It's not that hard of a trick. Alright, so what you're going to do now is you're going to come over here, sort of line up with that darker line right here. Hold L2, the combat strafe, and then just run forward. And then you should fall. Now what you want to do here is you kind of want to position Tor in the middle of this sort of like wide tree texture on this background asset. So you're going to basically face Tor towards that tree. And then run forward. So what you need to be careful of is not to be too far to the right, or else you'll cause the next part of the Meridell farms to load in, and that's really bad. At that point, you'll probably just want to reset the run. So just keep walking forward. And then it can also be helpful to look up to make sure you're not running too far to the right. And then once you're past all of that grass texture, you're good to go. And you want to face Tortosaurs this way. So if you look over there, right before that kind of long, dark green line in front of me, and as we'll get closer, you'll start to see it. There's sort of this green ledge. It's easier to explain as I get closer, but you want to keep going in this direction. And you should see you should see sort of that point jutting out right there. That platform up there is what we're going to be doing an upward to. So the way out of bounds works in this game is if the game considers you to be below in a playable area, the game will try to warp you up if it thinks you're out of bounds. So that plane up there is one of those kinds of areas, even though it's still out of bounds. So you're just going to run forward and keep going, and you should pop up here. So you don't have to like jump or anything, but you should eventually pop up here. And you should hear the music cue in. So just run forward, you'll instantly hop up. And then you're gonna see Tor kind of get stuck on something. You can jump around it if you want, but just walk around it. And then you should come into this area with the slope down in the hill. Run down the hill, and then you'll see these flowers sticking out. Just hit jump, and you'll go back in bounds. And so now you've just skipped the tutorial. Good job. Now what we need to do is go get some more money. So right now we're without a sword because we skipped the tutorial. You can save here if you want, but I don't think it's really that necessary. So holding L2 again there will let you drop down the ledge without an auto jump. The reason that's really important is while you're running during the strafe, you can still hold the run button, which is faster than jumping through the air. So you're going to come this way to the right, and then hold L2 down all these ledges here. And then you'll be in the Thieves' hideout here. So you're going to go through this passage over here, and then we're going to hold left. So we're going to be going over this way, and there should be a chest in here. If you remember from your casual play, this is the golden rose that the stranded noble person had stolen by the thieves. So you're going to grab that, immediately turn back around, and go out the way you came. We're going to bring it back to that guy in exchange for around 350 Neopets or so. Also, if the enemies there are really close to you, jump in the air, because if you're in the air, you'll keep some of your running momentum going while you take a hit. Alright, so now we're just backtracking up from where we came. For these ledges, make sure you jump from a little ways away so you can try to avoid ledge grabs here. And then, if you hold L2 while you're running up to him, there's a bunch of spots on this hill that will cause Tor to auto jump. So if you hold L2 towards Prince Torin here, you'll avoid those auto jumps and save a little bit on movement. So grab your cash reward and then jump over this segment right there. Tor gets slowed down on the little bridge there. So just jump. Oh, I'm going to take the death. See where this puts me. Okay, yeah, I got to walk back up here. Whoops. There we go. Those birds usually don't bother you if you're just playing through the run normally. Take the zipline down, and then for this ladder, just jump up the ladder until you get to the top, and then climb the top of the ladder. Jumping up the ladder is faster than walking. So during this running segment, as we're getting into Meridell, what I like to do is hover over in the quick mote select to this spot. We're going to be grabbing a leaf mote in just a second. And by menuing to it now, it avoids having to menu in a more movement-heavy part later. So we're going to grab this leaf mote. When you grab a mote for the first time, if you are mid-air when grabbing it, you won't get the text box where Tor kind of marvels at it. So just jump at it and then land on it, and you should skip the text box. And now we're into Meridell. So if you want to split in the same ways that I do, I like to split as the screen fades into black as you enter Meridell. So you see it fade to black and split right there. And so now you've entered Meridell. Good job. So now we just got to sit through this cutscene. And even though we skipped the tutorial, the game assumes that since we're over here, we have the parcel and everything. So this cutscene actually plays as normal, which is kind of funny. So make sure you get ready to mash square to get through all these text boxes. They close as soon as you can mash them, so get ready to button mash here. Alright, so we actually need to chase these folks down in order to open up the arena, which is our next objective. So we're going to follow him. If we get an NPC to show up over here. Okay, so right here, I'm going to show you folks how to do a speed tech called NPC boosting. And the reason I pause the game is if I keep the game running outside of the pause menu, they'll start walking around. The way that you do an NPC boost is you run at the person you want to talk to and do the boost off of. You jump, hold L2, and then hit square to initiate the dialogue, and then mash onto the dialogue. And then you'll start running at a really fast speed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run up to these folks, jump, hold L2, mash square, and then jump at the end as I'm about to hit the ground, and that gives you a bit of a speed boost. So I know I showed that off really quick, but I'm going to get over here, and there's a couple of better spots where I can better show off how to do that. So you need to make sure that he sees you and runs away before you jump over that fence. And then hit the cutscene dialogue and get ready to mash X. And then come over here and don't NPC boost off of him. He has 2 dialogue boxes, so it's not worth doing a boost off of him. So in this game, bodies of water, when you drown in them, will warp you to a preset spot in most areas. So we're going to intentionally take a swim in the moat to warp us by the arena. This just cuts on some backtracking. So I'm going to do some NPC boosts off some of the locals over here just to give you folks an idea of what you do. So you're holding down the run button, which is R1. You run towards the side of them, and then you jump and hold L2. So it'll look kind of like that. And you see how I get a little boost of speed there? What you do is you jump, hold L2, then you mash square as soon as you see the prompt come up. So jump L2. If you're too late, you won't get the boost. But where's this guy even going? All right. So showing that off a couple more times. Whee! And one more time. So I recommend running off to the side. If you run straight at him, you'll get blocked by him and lose some of your momentum. It's also critical to mention that you can't really turn while doing this trick. So keep that in mind with the angle at which you set up the NPC boost. So right here, I'll take this angle. And then I do the turn onto the bridge. So we're going to be backtracking this way. So just follow the way that I go here. And then we're going to go buy a sword because we have no way to fight enemies right now. That's why we got all the money that we needed. So the sword shop's over here. So don't mash square when going up to doors in this game, or else Tor will start crouching in front of the door and you'll be wondering why you haven't gotten through the loading zone. So run over, grab the sword, and then while you're running to the door, hit down on the D-pad, circle, and then triangle to close the menu. And that's the fastest way to get the leaf mote on your sword. We're equipping it now because we're going to be using it later during the arena challenge. So I like to L2 run off the ledge right there just to save a little bit. And then you're going to take another drown warp to put you right next to the arena. Now this lady in front of the arena will start talking to you from a pretty far distance away. So if you jump into the trigger, you'll slide during her dialogue close enough to where you can talk to her. And then just mash circle and square to get through her dialogue. So this first fight with the rogue is kind of random. You can't really manipulate how he chooses to attack. The best thing to do is just the 3 swing combo, and then just hope you get lucky. So mash through the dialogue, and then get ready to run up on him as fast as you can. 1, 2, 3. So if he does that, just wait for the attack to end. And then sometimes, if you're lucky, if he tries to do that, like that multi-slice attack, you can somehow power through it and do another 3 swing combo. So be on the lookout for that. So you get a shield out of here. And before we go into the next fight, I'm going to explain shield canceling. So holding down L1 brings up the shield. But what you can do is you can cancel some of your attacks during the end animation if you're holding down shield. So let's say I want to do a series of 3-hit combos. I would do 1, 2, 3, hold down L1, and you can see the animation shortened up a fair amount. So let me show that off again. 1, 2, okay. 1, 2. Yeah, if you try to mash the combo too much, that'll happen. 1, 2, 3, L2. 1. And then if you immediately let go, you can start another combo. So the timing is a little bit different in open air compared to hitting enemies because you'll be in a little more hit stun after dealing damage. So that's why I'm dropping all these combos. But the idea is that you pull up L1 to start your attack faster, and it'll cause enemies to be stun locked long enough to continue the combo, and it lets you infinite some of the enemies in the arena here. So keep that technique in mind when we go for the Xe Raider in this next fight. So again, mash circle and square, and then you'll be loaded into the next fight. If you mess up any of these stun locks or anything, don't feel too bad. They're a bit tricky to get the hang of. So for this fight, you're going to run forward, and the instant you get within range, you're going to start a 3-hit combo and do the stun lock like I mentioned. So 1, 2, 3, L1, 1, 2, 3, L1, and then just hit him. So that should put you at 85 leaf moat. So there's really no worry to run out of leaf moat throughout the entire run, but just want to keep you folks aware of how much you'll end up having. There's no reason to panic about it. So after you finish the fight, the best thing to do is to mash circle and square. Tora will lunge towards the lady and try to threaten her into setting up another fight. So that's the best way to get over to her. So for this fight, this is the sludgy fight. You're going to want to open up with another 3-hit combo, but Sludgy really has 2 attacks. He has a wind-up punch and an overhead slam. So if he ducks down into his puddle, he's going to go for a punch. So just hold shield. If he goes for the overhead slam right away, hold shield and then hold your direction upright. And most of the time it will cause you not to freeze. And then from then on, you just have to react to what Sludgy does. It's kind of random. Alright, so let's hit next. Run forward. Oh, where is he? Okay. So I waited in the dialogue. So unfortunately the fight's... I'm going to let him kill me so I can show off what this fight looks like. So that's what happens if you get frozen. So don't worry if you die, it doesn't kill your run or anything. You can just start the fight over. Sludge is probably one of the most random parts about the run, which really isn't bad for like a 30-second to 45-second fight. Alright, so let's do this. So I'm just going to go through this and give you an example of what this fight sort of looks like. And then I'll kind of explain my reasoning behind the way I approach the fight. So up and to the right, and then you usually can get out of this sooner. Yeah, like that. Punch, because he went into his puddle. Shield the overhead, sometimes you don't get stunned. And there you go. For whatever reason, if you block it up and to the right, it tends to either not freeze you at all or unfreeze you rather quick. Alright, so this fight against the Skeleton Warrior is really free. You just walk up to him and do the same thing you do against the Ixie Raider, except it's way freer. So, I'm going to explain this fight as it happens. You won't see him spawn in because he has to, after taunting at you in the arena, he has to dig himself out of his grave again. So I'm gonna run forward, 1, 2, 3, shield 1, 2, 3, and then at this point I just like to mash circle just to kill him as fast as I can. But make sure you don't clank against the wall. He's usually not a threat though. Alright, so the Wereloop fight is probably the scariest fight if it goes wrong. What you want to do is not use shield cancels. You essentially want to start your combo as soon as you see the Wereloop wind up for a claw attack. So I'm just going to do the fight and show you what it looks like. So like I said, make sure you do not shield cancel. He's going to start right in front of you, so get ready to start right into a combo. And make sure you try to time the 3-button combo as fast as you can, but take it slow if you need to. And hold forward as well when you're doing this combo. So, you see I wait for him to wind up before attacking him. And then I hit split for this segment as soon as I close that dialogue trigger. And then the reason why we get all of this in the first place is money for a consumables run coming up. But that's going to be the end of this first video. So we just tackled getting out of the tutorial and beating the arena. So we go through all the fights for money. So we've got that done now. So now we're going to start doing some real, even more sequence breaking. So yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out the rest of the tutorial videos as well. Leave me a question in the comments or on Twitter if you have any questions. Thank you, folks. Stay tuned for the next one.